recitar, mentre presto da delirio. Non so più quel che dico e quel che faccio, eppure troppo sforzati. Bah, spento forse nu. Sei pagliaccio.
Good evening. This is the annual scenes program of the Opera Theater, a program that has a long tradition at this university. But more than that, it is a valuable training program for these young singers and an opportunity for them to synthesize the skills they learn in voice lessons with dramatic skills in a fully staged production with scenery, costumes, and lighting, all designed to enhance their performance and make their learning experience that much more valuable. This would not be possible without the collaboration from our dear friends in the School of Theater and Dance, particularly the faculty and students in the Scenic and Costume Design program, as well as Greg Garber, our lighting designer. So to them, on behalf of Opera Theater, I say thank you. Now, on with Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. I'm sorry to announce that we will not be having a guest appearance by Cher this evening, but we do thank her for our title and our theme for tonight. Well, let's get started with some gypsies, who are probably also thieves and definitely smugglers. Our first scene is from Bizet's Carmen. It takes place in a tavern where Carmen and her friends have gathered. Two of the men arrive. They have a little side business, a smuggling ring, and they've come to their ladies to enlist their help for the evening. The men declare that for any shady undertaking, you've got to have women helping or you can't succeed. The ladies agree, but Carmen startles everyone by refusing to go. The other four try to talk her into it. After all, they say, when there is danger in the air, robbery here, trickery there, you won't accomplish much without a woman's touch.
This is a super proposition. Another deal in contraband. Another deal in contraband. We will earn a nice fat commission, but we need you to lend a hand.
Yes, we need you to lend a hand.
You do, you do, you do, you do, you do, so you need us to lend a hand. You do, you do, you do, you do, so you need us to lend a hand. We might as well admit as much. This business needs a woman's touch. This business needs a woman's touch. When there's danger in the air, robbery here, trickery there, it happens time and time again. Women are more subtle than men. In addition, their intuition can turn against to show success. Yes, you might as well confess we turn against to show success. Now don't you girls agree with me? Of course, why should we disagree? I'm glad that you agree with me. Of course, why should we disagree? Of course, why should we disagree? It's a case of it happens time and time again. Women are more subtle than men. In addition, their intuition can turn against to show success. In addition, their intuition can turn against to show success. Yes, when there is danger in the acts of stealing here, deception, and it happens time and time again that women are ahead of men. Yes, women, yes, women, yes, women, yes, women, ahead of men. They're ahead of men. Then you agree, say yes or no. When do we go? When do we go? Soon. Go get ready. Oh, just a moment. Not so fast. If you all want to go, then go. But this time I'm not going with you. I'm staying here. I'm staying here. Oh, Carmen, how can you say no? Surely cannot have the heart. You'll spoil our plans before we start. Bye.
what?
Is what? I am in love again.
Did I hear right? Did I hear right?
She's in love again.
She's in love.
She's in love.
Say you don't mean it.
Yes, my friends, I'm madly in love.
We must admit we are astounded because you've shown us more than once how easy you have always found it to come by your duty with love. You have very well how to come by your duty with love.
You know that I would join you gladly in this new plan you've spoken of. Though I may disappoint you gladly, there's only one thing on my mind. Love. No work today, not for me, only love.
You mean you will not change your mind?
No, I will not. In that respect, I will agree with you. When there's danger in the air, robbery here, trickery there, it happens time and time again. Women are more subtle than men. In addition, their intuition can turn against to show success. In addition, their intuition can turn against to show success. Yes, when there is danger in the air, so stealing here, deception there, it happens time and time again that women are ahead of men.
You won't accomplish much without the sexy woman's touch. Kurt Weill's street scene introduces us to Sam, a sensitive, intelligent young man who lives in a crowded brownstone in Manhattan. Sam's family wants him to focus on his studies, and they turn their noses up at his neighbors. Sometimes the neighbors are petty and mean-spirited, and Sam wishes they would all just be a little kinder and give one another a break. There is one sympathetic person, Rose, the girl next door. Sam is in love with her, and Rose likes and admires him, but doesn't return his feelings. The neighbors gossip and criticize Rose, who is too pretty for her own good. At this moment, Sam is feeling pretty isolated. He wishes someone, especially Rose, loved and understood him.
At night, when everything is quiet, this old house seems to breathe a sigh. Sometimes I hear a neighbor snoring. Sometimes I hear a baby cry. Sometimes I hear a staircase creaking. Sometimes a distant telephone. And the quiet settles down again. The house and I are all alone. Lonely house. stray dogs find a friend. The night for me is not romantic. Unhook the stars and take them down. I'm lonely in this lonely house. In this lonely town.
Next, we hear a scene from Menotti's The Old Maid and the Thief. Miss Todd is the old maid, a pillar of her community and backbone of her church and local charities. She also has been a founding member of the local anti-booze organization. However, she has a vulnerable point. Her maid, Letitia, is a restless, conniving young lady who has learned how to manage her mistress. Letitia persuaded Miss Todd to take in a beggar who came by for a handout. He was so handsome, and Letitia was so bored. The ladies were both entranced, and bit by bit Letitia has installed him in the household, keeping him for a night, then a week, having to hide him from prying neighbors. The paper reports a thief escaped from the county jail, and the ladies assume it's their charming Bob. But they keep him, they leave sums of money for him, and soon Miss Todd is pilfering from the church accounts she manages. Letitia flirts with Bob, but he's not interested. Just before this scene begins, Bob alarms her by starting to bundle up his few belongings. He wants to leave. Letitia is devastated, and finally Bob says he'd stay if he could just have, well, something to drink.
I shall
Next, we hear Canio's aria from I Pagliacci by Leoncavallo. It is a classic. A man's heart is breaking, but the show must go on. Canio leads a little traveling troupe of actors. They tour around and play their comedy for communities that know them and await their periodic visits. Canio's young wife, Nedda, is the leading lady. In their play, she plays the flirtatious Colombina, awaiting her lover Harlequin while her husband is gone. Unfortunately, life has begun to parallel their play. Nedda is preparing this evening to run away with her lover Silvio. Canio has just moments ago caught them together. Silvio escaped, and Nedda defied Canio and ran off also. Before he can pursue her, another actor, Beppe, stops him. Playing for time and hoping to defuse the situation, Beppe pulls Canio back and tells him it's time to get ready for the show. Canio is left to bitterly reflect on his situation. Vesti la giubba, put on the costume, put on the big smile, and make them laugh.
Recitar mentre presto da delirio, non so più quel che dico e quel che faccio, eppure troppo sforzati, ma spento forse nuovo. Sei pagliaccio. La giuba e la faccia infarina, la gente paga e rider vuole queste arlecchine, tin vola Colombina, ridi pagliaccio e io applaudirò.
Verdi's Un ballo in maschera tells the story of a virtuous king and how the king's best friend becomes involved in a plot to assassinate him. We are at the home of the king's friend Renato. Earlier in the story, Renato warned the king that there was a faction plotting to assassinate him, but the king was unconcerned. Most of his people love him and are loyal, and surely they would prevent any harm coming to him. However, as the story continues, we realize that the king is in love with Renato's wife, Amelia, and she is falling for him as well. They do not act upon their feelings. They don't want to hurt Renato. Unfortunately, Renato catches them together and wrongly assumes that they have been carrying on the affair. As our scene begins, Renato has contacted the conspirators and joins them in their plot. They force Amelia to select the name of the one who will have the actual privilege of committing the murder. It is Renato. They are interrupted by the king's messenger, the page boy Oscar. He is bringing invitations to a masked ball at the palace. Amelia tries to turn down the invite, but the conspirators are delighted. A perfect opportunity. They excitedly discuss disguises and passwords. Amelia desperately considers how she can warn the king without betraying her husband, and Oscar happily trills about how festive and exciting the party will be. He tells Amelia that she will be the queen of the ball.
Il messaggio è qui.
Alle danze questa sera sei gradite, come lo sposo il mio signore vi desidera. Non posso,
Anche un conte vi sarà.
certo,
O sol che tanto invito so che valga.
in ballo in maschera splendidissimo.
Benissimo. E la me conterverà. Pur se da quell'abito rispedito il corpo va.
Di che bulgor che non possa mettere sul terra, adesso fior s'accoglie e cantare città e
Se la mente mi assalpisce il potere del cuore, pavinzamento dice, sfiorrà da cor di fare, senza trovar pietà, senza trovar pietà, senza trovar pietà. Una vendetta in che tornerà. e col costume lo serve. Azzurra la veste e dall'artiglio nastro, le sciarpe al manco l'atto torte, e con l'accento ravvisarci. Morte!
Our next scene is from Ruddigore by Gilbert and Sullivan. This British team parodied all kinds of theatrical and musical genres, and here they are spoofing Victorian melodrama. We first meet Despard and his bride Margaret. They have escaped a curse upon Despard's family. The oldest son inherits the title of baronet, and he also inherits a household of angry ghosts. These ghosts are his descendants, all the baronets who bore the curse before him. Here is the curse. The current baronet must commit a bad deed every day, or die in dreadful agony. The family are all good men, so being forced to be bad is quite a hardship for them. As the bad baronet of Ruddigore, Despard did many evil deeds, including trifling with poor Margaret, who loved him, to such a degree that she started to unravel. In fact, she is known as Mad Margaret. But recently, they discovered that Despard was not the correct one to bear the cursed title. His older brother, it turns out, had run off and changed his name in an effort to escape. Despard learns the truth and happily foists the title right back onto the shoulders of his reluctant older brother. Now, he and Margaret are reveling in their newfound life of plain, unexciting virtue. They come back to the family estate to try, as a new good deed, to persuade Brother Riven that he should not give in to the curse and commit evil.
I once was a very abandoned person.
Making the most of evil chances.
Nobody could conceive a worse.
Even in all the old romances.
I blush for my wild extravagances. But be so kind to bear in mind
we were the victims of circumstances. That is one of our blameless dances. I was once an exceedingly odd young lady,
suffering much from spleen and vapors.
Clergymen thought my conduct shady.
She didn't spend much upon linen drapers.
It certainly entertained the gapers. My way
papers. Margaret! We only cut respectable capers. I've given up all my wild proceedings.
My taste for a wandering life is waning.
Now I'm a dab at penny readings.
They are not remarkably entertaining.
A moderate livelihood we're gaining.
In fact, we rule a national school.
The duties are dull, but I'm not complaining. This thing takes a deal of training. We have been married a week.
One happy week
To our new life,
is delightful indeed.
so calm.
So unimpassioned. Master, all this I owe to you. See, I am no longer wild and untidy. My hair is combed. My face is washed. My boots fit.
Margaret, don't. Pray restrain yourself. You are orderly, methodical, neat. You have your emotions well under control.
I have. Master, when I think of all that you have done for me, I fall at your feet. I embrace your ankles. I hug your knees.
Hush! This is not well. This is calculated to provoke remark. Be composed, I beg.
You are angry with poor little man, Margaret?
Not angry, no, but a district visitor should learn to eschew melodrama. Visit the poor by all means, and give them tea and barley water. But don't do it as if you were administering a bowl of deadly nightshade. It upsets them. Then, when you nurse sick people and find them to not be as well as could be expected, why go into hysterics?
Why not?
Because it's too jumpy for a sick room.
How strange. Oh, Master, how can I express the all-absorbing gratitude that... Oh, yes, I know, dear, it shan't occur again. Shall I tell you one of Mad Margaret's odd thoughts? Well, then, when I'm lying awake at night, I sometimes think that if we could hit upon some word for you to use, whenever I'm about to relax, some word that teems with hidden meaning, like Basingstoke. It might recall me to my saner self. For after all, I am Mad Margaret, Daft Meg, poor Peg,
Poor child, she wanders. Soft, someone comes. Margaret, compose yourself. Basingstoke, I beg. Margaret, if you don't Basingstoke at once, I shall be seriously angry.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so.
Gaspard and his young wife. This visit is unexpected.
Shall I fly at him? Shall I tear him limb from limb? Shall I render him asunder? Say but the word and I.
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
Make it so. My brother, I call you brother still, despite your horrible profligacy, we have come to urge you to abandon the evil courses to which you have committed yourself, and to become at any cost a pure and blameless taxpayer.
I've done no wrong yet.
No wrong? He's done no wrong. Did you hear that? Basingstoke it is.
My brother, you forget that you've been, in the eye of the law, a bad baronet of Rudigore for 10 years now. And you are therefore responsible in the eye of the law for all of the misdeeds committed by the unhappy gentleman who occupied your place.
I see. Bless my heart, I never thought of that. Was I very bad?
Awful, wasn't he?
And I've been going on like this for how long?
10 years.
10 years?
Think of all the atrocities you have committed, by 20 as it were, during that period. Remember how you trifled with this poor child's affections, how you raised her hopes on high. Don't cry, my love. Basingstoke, you know. Only to dash them into the ground when at the very zenith of their fullness. Oh, fie, sir, fie! She trusted you.
Did she? What a scoundrel I must have been. There. Don't cry. It's all right now. Birmingham.
Basingstoke!
Of course. Basingstoke.
Then make it so.
Yes, well, it's all right. He's married you now. That is, I've married you. I say, which of us has married her?
Oh, I married her.
Oh, I'm glad of that. Yes, he's married you now. And anything more disreputable than my conduct seems to have been I've never even heard of. But my mind is made up. I will defy my ancestors. I will refuse to obey their behests, and thus, by courting death, atone in some degree for the infamy of my career.
I knew it, God bless!
Basingstoke?
Basingstoke it is.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go at once to Roderick and make a man oration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get tuppence halfpenny for any consequences. I do not want to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but a man may indulge a little pardonable swagger. And a word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter, but I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
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 Not a little matter, generally silly. I will give you my advice upon the subject really. I'd show you in a moment how to problem with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject I will write you almost valuable, lots of full of excellent suggestions when I feel a little better. But at present I'm afraid I am as mad as any matter, so I'll keep it to myself, for my opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was erring, which is just the very favor which I knew I'd conferring, my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might have lived and died a very decent in a widow. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
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 This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
Puccini's La Bohème is one of the most popular operas for many reasons. Beautiful melodies, interesting story, and lovable, colorful characters. You may recognize this beautiful waltz sung by the fiery flirtatious Musette. She talks about how people stop in their tracks to admire her when she walks into a room, and she revels in this power. She's aiming it all at her stubborn ex-beau, Marcelli. She wants to remind him of what he's been missing. He should just stop fighting it and realize that he can't live without her.
La gente sosta in mira
The Gypsy Baron by Johann Strauss Jr. is much less familiar than his more famous operetta Die Fledermaus, but it is equally full of beautiful music. The story concerns a gypsy man named Barenkai. As a child, his family was chased off of their ancestral lands and prevented from returning to the country. Times have changed. Edicts have been issued supporting gypsy claims, and Barenkai has returned to his birthplace, accompanied by a government minister and by the gypsy woman Chipra. In the meantime, the owner of the adjoining property has taken over Barenkai's land bit by bit. He is the pig farmer Chupan. As the scene begins, Chupan pretends to welcome the news of Barenkai's return. Barenkai knows perfectly well that Chupan is using his land, but he's prepared to offer a solution. He will marry Chupan's lovely daughter. Chupan is all for it. The daughter Arsena has other ideas. In fact, she is in love with another man, and she sweetly informs Barenkai that she can only marry a nobleman, for example, a baron. Barenkai is downcast by her refusal, but soon the gypsies arrive to welcome their new leader. He notices the beautiful gypsy girl, Zafi. When they acclaim Barenkai as their baron, he calls Chupan's family out once again to try to win Arsena's hand.
Call me Chupan. I am Ludovico Carnero. I am an emissary for the Austrian Commission of Deeds of Property, and I bring this document for you to witness. According to this, Shandor Barenkai has been rightly reinstated as rightful possessor of his ancestral properties.
What? Has Barenkai returned? Welcome home, neighbor. Welcome home.
Thank you. Our neighbors have been telling me you have a pretty daughter.
Pretty? My daughter is absolutely gorgeous. She takes after me.
You know, it seems as if the two of us are going to have to work out quite a few border disputes, property suits, and so on.
Property suits?
So I'll make you a proposition.
What do you propose?
I propose to your daughter.
Why, you have my blessings at many times as you wish, my son. My daughter loves you passionately.
She doesn't know me yet.
That's probably why.
Gretel, come here. Go inside and give to my daughter. Our daughter, Mrs. Morton. Tell me something. Wait till you see her, my son. So lovely, such a good girl. So sweet, so obedient. Athena, please, quickly, you're waiting. Oh.
Another suitor comes. How annoying! What a bother! But I will not say yes, not even for my father. The magic of a pretty face enchants.
Oh, my daughter pleases you.
Extremely.
Well, we can settle this affair right away. Arsena, he's your future husband.
Not so fast. My dear Mr. Barnkai, my father did not mention to you that the oldest blood of Hungarian nobility flows in my veins.
Oh, that is right. It is so old, I forgot about it.
And therefore, the man I marry must be of the nobility.
Of the nobility.
At least a baron.
A baron.
Yes, Mr. Barnkai, and therefore our marriage must wait until you can present proof of your nobility.
And you agree with this?
Well, she is my only daughter. And if you love her, the least you could do is become a baron.
Goodbye, Mr. Barnkai. All lost flies toward the light, enraptured by its flashes, but hopeless was the game, and its wings are burned to ashes. Be careful, friend, beware of harm, a pretty face has fatal charm. Be careful, friend, beware of harm, a pretty face has fatal charm. What a pity you are not so bad. Follow again when you are. What a pity you are not so bad. Follow again when you are.
Here I am, alone, with an empty pocket and an empty stomach. At home, but homeless, a stranger in my own land.
There is no man on earth so true and so faithful as the gypsy. The night is calm, bright the stars, soft the distant sound of guitars. How sweet the plaintive sound of strings as the gypsy plays and sings. Loud the song, bold the man, young his heart, old the glen. Free to wander and roam, Chingra, Chingra, all the world is his home. Chingra, Chingra, all the world is his home.
Chitra, who is this beautiful girl?
My daughter Zafi,
And who taught her the song?
remembrance of the past and hope for the future.
That sounds like a riddle.
You will inherit a treasure.
Ah, the prophecy. So far all I have found here is humiliation.
Trust in your stars, dear master. Be patient and you will find happiness.
I'll try, Chitra. I'll try.
my best for you. And what rank do you give me as your leader?
Shall we say Baron?
Then let us pay a visit to our neighbor, the Prince of Porch. You said your daughter would only marry a nobleman.
Well, that is what she said.
Yes, I did. I couldn't possibly marry a commoner.
I didn't properly introduce myself last time. I'm Shandor Badenkai, Baron of the Gypsies. The gypsy band of their own accord have chosen me their chief and lord. I am the commander, mine is their throne. They swore allegiance to me alone. Here in my ancestral land, I shall rule the gypsy band. So listen to me and gather nigh. I am their baron, the gypsy baron.
Gypsies choosing, absurd but not amusing.
You are too hasty, my dear friend. This isn't what I meant. This isn't what I meant.
Then how I mean it, you shall see. My bride shall serve me.
My lord, you may approve heart.
In you I find an honest heart, which far outweighs her wealth and beauty.
He chose a lovely gypsy maid.